Warm up with some delicious titty milk. We are less than a month away until the new season of The Boys, and our corporate overlords over at Amazon have blessed us with yet another trailer. In this video, we'll be breaking it down, link in the description if you haven't seen it yet, but please make sure to come back. I am lonelier than Homelander without a mom. We start on the Cameron Coleman Hour, which if you've been paying attention to the not-so-secret Vought International YouTube channel, there are clips of his show. It's a total satire on Fox News and hosts like Sean Hannity and Tucker Carlson. Homelander's making the rounds on all the Vought-affiliated news networks talking about how he fell in love with the wrong woman. No doubt a nod to Stormfront and her ties to actual Nazis. Remember that according to the press conference at the end of Season 2, Stormfront is still alive in an undisclosed location. There are a ton of fun little Easter eggs here, like the Vought Women's Network, Vought's version of Telemundo, and the premiere of the Dawn of the Seven, which you'll remember our Soups acting in Season 2.
I'm gay.
You'll also notice that Homelander said he spent, quote, the last year connecting with himself, so we can gauge that we are about a year after the events of Season 2. You'll also see Stan Edgar in the back, who, if you've seen my Season 2 ending explained video, I've theorized could be Frederick Vought in disguise. As Starlight says there's something wrong with Homelander, we see him focusing on himself in the mirror. And maybe it's just me, but it kinda looks like he has a bruise along his right cheek. You'll notice all these generic American history type paintings on the wall, which actor Anthony Starr has said are meant to reflect his character not having his own identity, even in his own apartment. These are paintings Vought wishes Homelander can aspire to. Here's Starlight and Homelander, and you'll recall that Starlight was brought back into the Seven after Stan Edgar spun this story to the press that it was her and Maeve who brought down Stormfront. Oh no, here's Homelander milking a cow. Nothing good could come from that. Nor him gently caressing a bloodstain on what appears to be a hospital bed. Could this be Stormfront? We know she's still alive at the end of Season 2, but in what sort of condition? Last season we met a Soup named Gecko who had regenerative powers and was often tested on by Vought. If Vought found a way to synthesize this regenerative power, it's totally possible Stormfront could make a complete recovery. Starlight vents her frustration over how unhinged Homelander has become. Notice how it looks like she's on some sort of film or TV set. This is likely the set of American Hero, where Starlight is the host, a reality TV program which pits superheroes against one another for the 2 open spots in the Seven. Here we have Butcher meeting up with Ryan. The two formed a special relationship last season, and Ryan has been put in protective custody to keep him hidden from his father, Homelander. It looks as though he's still under the care of Grace Mallory, and judging by these British darts, it looks like Butcher still isn't too fond of Homelander. I like the added touch of the bulldog, the same breed as his dog Terror. Apparently, he's been following orders from Huey, who currently holds the position of senior analyst for the Federal Bureau of Superhuman Affairs. Remember, at the end of Season 2, he went to work for Victoria Newman, who is the director of the FBSA. And in an underground parking lot, Butcher seems to be unleashing some of that good old vigilante justice to a character known as Gunpowder, a retired superhero who is very pro-gun. Frenchie and Kimiko are seen here. Expect them to be closer than ever, as late last season, Frenchie started to learn her special form of sign language. Vought Tower, which is actually Roy Thompson Hall in Toronto, I did a whole video on the shooting locations, which you can also check out later. And here is Mother's Milk hugging his daughter, who is dressed as Starlight in her very own superhero-themed birthday party. I'm really curious why she's wearing a clock around her neck. It could just be something totally random, but if you have any ideas, let me know in the comments. This has to be really conflicting for Mother's Milk, since he knows how corrupt and terrible these superheroes are, and having his daughter look up to them, it's just really weird. Black Noir is back after almost being killed by an allergic reaction to an almond joy. He's back in the Seven's chamber, sharpening what appears to be a sword alongside an assortment of other knives. Here's Ashley, who we saw losing her hair in Season 2, witnessing a body fall from a skyscraper. Now, the editing makes it seem like it's Homelander who did this, considering the next shot is of him flying down a building, but you'll notice that these are 2 completely different buildings. She makes the cameraman beside her put down the camera, so this could be a PR stunt gone terribly wrong. The building in the background here is where Homelander and Stormfront had all of their big rallies, and it looks like Homelander has amassed quite the supportive group of followers considering the backlash he's been facing. They wear t-shirts that read, "Sorry Snowflake, I'm with Homelander," and there's even a guy guy who kind of looks like that Viking who stormed the Capitol. Now, if you look closely, you can also see what appears to be a statue knocked over on the ground. I think this is the Soldier Boy statue we saw in the same location in Season 2. We know that Soldier Boy will be a character in this season of the show. He's kind of like a Captain America parody, so if this crowd knocked over his statue, it hints at some sort of rift between him and Homelander. Huey here expresses his frustrations in taking down Vought. He thought he could do it the right way, but because he says the system is rigged, they have to do it, quote, your way. Could he be talking to Butcher, Victoria Newman, or someone else entirely? Frenchie here looks to be kidnapped, and here's Kimiko going absolutely wild against what appears to be some sort of gangsters. In the Vanity Fair interview, she says this fight involves her beating them up using dildos. Now, this is our first shot of Victoria Newman in Vought Tower alongside Starlight, and Starlight seems a little uneasy. We aren't exactly sure what Victoria's endgame is here, especially after it was revealed she was Season 2's head-exploding soup. Now, Maeve tells Butcher she thinks she has something that can stop Homelander for good. It's not the video footage of Homelander taking down that passenger plane in Season 1 that she previously used as blackmail. This is something different, a compound V that turns you into a soup for 24 hours. Here's our first shot of Soldier Boy in the past because it has been confirmed this is young Gunpowder beside him. There's a memorandum here from Vought about a Raymond Patriarca who was a real-life mobster up until his death in 1984. But why is there a photo of Soldier Boy attached? Was he working with them or working to bring this mobster down? Here's Frenchie enjoying some tea, reading a file. Maybe it's that file with Soldier Boy in it. Now, I can't quite make it out, but that does look like there's an FBSA file folder in the background, so it could be that Huey is supplying the boys with confidential information. A better shot of Soldier Boy and his shield, and we really get a sense that Soldier Boy has some anger issues. Now, this is really interesting. We have Soldier Boy with this long beard. Later in the trailer, we'll see him emerging from some sort of cryo chamber, just like Captain America was put on ice for decades. And it looks like it's Butcher and the boys who are responsible for this. Maybe they think Soldier Boy is the only one capable of taking Homelander on. We see Butcher infiltrating what looks like an abandoned facility where Soldier Boy has been stored, and it looks as though Butcher has taken the 24-hour soup compound, allowing him the ability of laser eyes. It's here we also get a glimpse of Soldier Boy and his ability of the energy blast, something Kimiko saves Frenchie from. We'll also see Starlight and Mother's Milk take on Soldier Boy at the Vought News Network, where Soldier Boy will use his shield to fight off Starlight's power. If you look very closely, you'll also see Maeve fighting someone in the background. It's too blurry to make out who, but it looks like it could be either Homelander or the Crimson Countess, who we'll get to in a bit. This giant explosion here looks like it could be the result of Soldier Boy. We'll later see Butcher and Huey investigate its aftermath. Mother's Milk then reminds Butcher that the boys do what they do because no one should have that kind of crazy superhero power, which hints that Butcher may become addicted to the compound he's given. I mean, we see him literally shooting up like a junkie. Interesting fact, whoever ends up taking this 24-hour compound does not know what power they will be given when they take it. In this shot here, you'll notice what appears to be 2 bullet holes in the chest. I wonder if his powers also make him impervious to bullets. We'll see Gunpowder shoot a bullet, and I think this all happens in that parking lot where Butcher beats the crap out of him. Ryan is here with those glowing red eyes. It'll be interesting to see if he'll cultivate his powers, considering how terrible he was at controlling them last season. Here's our first look at the Crimson Countess in the trailer, a soup who can control fire. She seems to be in the same location as Soldier Boy in this fly-like soup, taking down what could be South American guerrilla fighters. Kimiko and Frenchie in a hospital dance scene. It has been confirmed that one of the episodes this season will be a musical. The Deep is back at Vought HQ. He was turned away from the Seven, so it'll be interesting if he's found a way back in. Black Noir draws something. We know from the teaser that this is Buster Beaver, a Chuck E. Cheese type mascot who has his very own commercials on the Cameron Coleman Show. Here's A-Train channeling his inner Kendall Jenner doing a commercial for his new soda. This does not look good, but here's Frenchie's head attached to a bike lock. Now, I couldn't really make this out of my monitor, but the editing makes it look like it's Mother's Milk smashing some sort of bat over an impervious Butcher. If that's what this is, it further proves the theory he's developed some sort of steel skin. This poor guy is about to get his entire body exploded. It looks as though this could be Victoria Newman enacting some sort of justice against someone who tried to mug her in this alley. I mean, that's what I got out of it. It looks like there's a bag and a knife in the ground there. And the trailer ends with Butcher unleashing those laser eyes on Gunpowder. And that's pretty much it for the trailer. I want to hear your thoughts about The Boys Season 3. They're saying it's the most bonkers season yet, and I hope you'll consider liking and subscribing as I hope to cover the season. For more bad takes, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at ThinkStoryYT. Until next time, remember,
don't be a cunt.